Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video, and this video is on the Leafs and Oilers potentially hooking up on a trade here. I know I've talked about it in the past, but in terms of both teams and their efforts to switch things up and create cap space, I think in both sides of a potential Puljujarvi for Kerfoot swap, I've seen it online, I've seen it on Twitter a couple times, the Leafs maybe going after a guy like Puljujarvi, and the Oilers liking the Kerfoot, I would say, flexibility in terms of Kerfoot could play on that third line as a center. He can play up and down the lineup as a winger. So it could be a scenario here where the Oilers follow up this deal with a Foegele trade or maybe a Tyson Barrie trade. The same thing with the Leafs in terms of maybe a Justin Holl trade. So I think both these teams wouldn't be done after this swap. But in terms of Puljujarvi and the Oilers struggling to find value, I think Kerfoot would be value here, and the Leafs are finding a different fit in terms of getting a little bit more size. The Oilers really haven't been able to get the full amount of the potential with Puljujarvi, but we've seen signs of it. And while Kerfoot, I believe, had a little bit more production this year, Puljujarvi still had enough to show that he can do something in a top six role in the right situation. So whether that's on a line with Marner and Matthews or on a line with Tavares. And then Kerfoot, like I said, he has the versatility of playing on different lines. So I don't mind this swap in terms of changing things up for both these players. I think Kerfoot has played a great role with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I think at the end of the day, the Oilers are getting the more proven player here. But potentially, if like the Leafs just signed Engvall as they make this video. So in terms of production, Engvall and Puljujarvi actually had similar point totals last year. So I could see Puljujarvi signing for like a one-year deal, $2.5 million. And then in that scenario, if we scroll down to a potential Leafs lineup here, you have Puljujarvi with Matthews, Marner, you have Bunting with Tavares and Nylander, you have that third line of Engvall, Kampf, and Järnkrok, and then Simmons, Gaudette, Aube-Kubel on that fourth line. And then you see the Leafs defense group, and they still have the cap space. So in this scenario, as I said, they can follow it up with a Holl trade, slide your down to the right side, and then sign Sandin, and that would be enough space for sure. Because once you trade Holl, you have $3 million of cap space. You sign Sandin for in around $2 million. I would expect 1.5 to $2 million, probably a little bit above Liljegren in terms of the NHL experience. And then you have a roster of 20, and because the Marlies are in Toronto as well, you have that flexibility of being on a roster size of 20 or 21. So for the Edmonton Oilers, I still expect them to try to trade Barrie or Foegele as well on top of Puljujarvi. So look out for some other Oilers videos I have coming, because hot takes left and right, whether the Oilers are going for a huge trade, I'll talk about it in another video. Patty Kane, maybe, that's been a conversation out there. Could the Oilers still go after maybe even another center, but are they comfortable with Ryan McLeod as that third guy? Would they ever consider putting Nuge back there full time? Because we saw that in the playoffs. We saw them running with 11 forwards and having those three centers rolling through. Could Nuge stay on that left side? Is it Puljujarvi for sure getting traded? Could they consider Yamamoto instead, or both? Maybe in a big deal. I know there's been conversations as recent as like last year of the Oilers going after a guy like Chychrun. But Barrie is a conversation where Keith retiring, could they just keep Barrie? I mean, I think Barrie's point totals last year are enough to say, okay, let's try to use that value to get the deal done and get him off the books. Because I never liked the Barrie re-signing for the Oilers. CC was a good bet, and hey, I got proven wrong. CC's really, like, from Pittsburgh, like after Toronto to Pittsburgh, looked better. The Oilers, he's looked great, and I hope for the Oilers fans, for the Oilers, CC keeps showing that, because I mean, he's been a great fit with the Edmonton Oilers. So I think in terms of the Oilers top four, if you have Nurse in there, you have Bouchard in there, you have CC in there, we'll see if they hold on to Broberg, but I think you can give the reins to Bouchard and consider a Barrie trade. So Puljujarvi, Barrie, Foegele, those are the players right now in the conversations of trading for, or a trade for the Edmonton Oilers, and the Leafs, Holl, Kerfoot, and Muzzin. So 3 guys on both teams who will be traded. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you guys in the next video or stream. Kerfoot for Puljujarvi, I mean, maybe. But again, there's a lot of mock trades out there, a lot of mock trades I'll talk about and continue talking about. And we'll see what happens, guys. All right, see you soon. Peace.